Today we continue Bojjhangha Sutta, Factors of Enlightenment. First we need to recite Bojjhangha Sutta Pali. We recite together slowly. Samsare samsarantanam Savadoga vinasane Saddadameja Bojjhangha Marasena Bamadane Bojjhadvaye Jime Saddam Divawa Moda Gautama Ajadi Majarabhyade Amadane Bayangadam Evamadi Gunu Vedam Nega Guna Singaham Asadin Jai Mamantam Bojjhangha Javana Mahe Bojjhangha Sati Singata Dhammana Vijaya Datta Viriyam Biti Pasati Bojjhangha Jadatta Bare Samadhi Vika Bojjhangha Sadete Savadasinam Unina Samadekatam Pavita Bahulikatam Savidandi Abhinyayam Nivanaya Chabodhiya Edena Sijavijena Sudhite Hodu Sabedam Ega Same Samaye Natam Mogalanancha Kasabam Kilane Dokite Deswam Bojjhangha Satta Desayi Tejata Binande Dwam Roga Mochendu Dinkane Edena Sijavijena Sudhite Hodu Sabedam Egada Dhammarajabi Gelinyena Bibilitam Chona Terena Dayevam Panabidwana Sadaram Samodeswana Abadam Dhamma Uddhasidana Sam Edena Sijavijena Sudhite Hodu Sabedam Vaina Teja Abadam Dinanambi Mahesinam Megahada Gilesavam Bhadanobadi Dhammadam Edena Sijavijena Sudhite Hodu Sabedam. English translation, we read together. Having known by way of experience the 7 kinds of Dhamma called factors of enlightenment, which destroy all suffering of beings who wander through this samsara rounds of rebirths, and which defeat the army of Mara, the evil one, these excellent persons were liberated from the 3 kinds of existence. They have reached Nirvana, where there is no rebirth, aging, disease, death, and danger. O good people, let us recite this Bojjhangha Sutta, which is endowed with the aforementioned attributes, which gives not a few benefits, and which is like a medicine and a mantra. These 7 factors of enlightenment, namely mindfulness, investigations of Dharma, effort or energy, sense, tranquility, concentration and equanimity, which are well expounded by the all-seeing sage, promote, when practiced repeatedly, penetration of the truth, cessation of suffering, knowledge of the path. By this utterance of truth, may there always be happiness for you. Once when the Lord saw Moggallana and Kassapa being unwell and suffering, he preached the 7 factors of enlightenment. They, having rejected the discourse, immediately were free from the disease. By this utterance of truth, may there always be happiness to you. Once when the kings of the Dharma was oppressed by disease, he had the Venerable Chonda recite the discourse restlessly, and having rejected the discourse, was immediately cured of the disease. By this utterance of truth, may there always be happiness to you. The diseases of the 3 great sages that were eradicated reached the stage of never occurring again, like the mental defilements eradicated by the path. By this utterance of truth, may there always be happiness to you. So 7 factors of enlightenment, we finished 3, Sati Sambojjhangha, Dhammavijaya Sambojjhangha, and Viriya Sambojjhangha. Mindfulness, investigations of the Dhamma, and effort. So today we continue Piti Sambojjhangha. Regarding this, Buddha expounded in Mahasatipatthana Sutta, Santamwa Ijatam Piti Sambojjhangam Atime Ijatam Piti Sambojjhango Bojjhanati. Asantamwa Ijatam Piti Sambojjhangam Natime Ijatam Piti Sambojjhango Bojjhanati. If the joy enlightenment factors is present in him, he knows there is the joy enlightenment factors in me. If the joy enlightenment factors is not present in him, he knows there is no joy enlightenment factors in me. Bojjhanati means you know there is joy, and if there is no joy, you know there is no joy in me. So you know means you observe. You observe when the joy arises, you observe. If you do not observe, if you enjoy, there will be missing objects. You don't know because the joy is happening in you. If you note it, if you know the joy, you know there is joy in me. If there is no joy in you, you also know there is no joy in me. So in the practice of meditation, initially you have to put much energy. That is, launch your practice. Launching your practice are encouraged to start practicing right now. But such launching energy alone is not enough. Another energy is proceed. We are again encouraged to keep working hard till we can overcome laziness. We can keep our mental hindrances away, because after practicing few days, sometimes we lazy and mental hindrances are stay coming. So it is necessary to proceed our energy to overcome. So in the beginning of the meditation practice, everything is difficult because we have not too much momentum. We have to deal with a lot of challenges, pain here and there, laziness, boredom, frustration and doubt. But by noting relentlessly whatever is manifested in the present, yogi can go beyond those challenges. Then the practice will go smooth, days and nights. So in order to reach this stage, that is here, Udiyabhaya Jnana, yogi have to work hard, putting strenuous effort. But when you reach this stage, yogi feel comfortable and relaxed because of joy and delight. Piti Pamojja. As a result, yogi won't find it hard to continue the intensive practice for further attainments. Otherwise, yogi would feel very reluctant to make further effort. That process may be compared to the person who climbs up a mountain. Naturally, he will find it very hard to climb up a mountain when the weather is hot and the mountain is steep and high. But if he gets a chance to take a rest in a camp somewhere on the way up, he would feel inspired to proceed with the journey. In the same way, this stage of insight knowledge, Udiyabhaya Jnana, accompanied by piti, accompanied by joy and delight, is like a camp for yogis to rest on your way up to the mountain top. At this stage, yogi become very enthusiastic to make further effort in the practice because he or she is very energized. There will come 5 kinds of piti. Kodaka piti, Kanika piti, Aukandika piti, Ubeka piti, and Prana piti. 5 kinds of piti we arise in yogi. Kodaka piti means minor joy that is characterized by goosebumps, quick movement in your skin or flesh, tearing up of the eyes, sudden jerks in your chest or heart area, or rapturous pleasure. That kinds of piti is called minor joy because it usually occurs suddenly and only lasts for a moment. Another piti is Kanika piti, that is momentary joy, that is manifested in the form of sudden and repeated goose flesh, or the other manifestation as under the minor joy and so on, like a series of flash of lightning in the sky. It is called momentary joy because it occurs repeatedly. It does not long, but it occurs repeatedly. So it is called Kanika piti. Aukandika piti is showering joy. There is a feeling of pleasure and excitement that spreads through your whole body. It seems to indulate in your body like the waves of the sea as they roll to the shore and disappear. It is Aukandika piti, showering joy. Another one is Ubeka piti. It is uplifting joy. This pleasant feeling is very powerful and spreads all over your body. Due to its strength, the whole body or parts of your body may be caused to lift up or caused to move or to be flung about. Your body lifted up or your body move. This is Ubeka piti. Prana piti is pervasive joy. It is extremely pleasant feeling that permeates your whole body. You can feel that the entire body is completely suffused with comfort, like a ball that is completely filled with air. This type of joy is so pleasant that you will not want to move at all. even to simply blink or open your eyes. Its pervasiveness is often compared to a piece of cotton soaked with oil. That is pranapiti. So the function of joy is to pervade. This joy causes healthy physical phenomena, healthy material to pervade your whole body. And joy is manifested to a yogi as excitement or enthusiasm, that is odaja pichupatana. At this stage, yogi are most likely to feel very excited and enthusiastic. Initially, your mind was gloomy. Now your mind becomes suddenly active and enthusiastic, and your body feels like weightless. Your mind is free from mental hindrances, so the body also light. When yogi practice lying meditation, you mindful on your bed, your body would feel very light as if it were lifted off the bed. When yogi practice sitting meditation, it may feel as if it were lifted off the floor. Even though your body feels touched on the floor, the touch would be very fine and very light, as if it would be blown away by the wind. When you practice walking very, very light, your body may feel very light as if it were lifted off the ground. You are flying in the sky like this. So when it feels touched, it feels so light as if it were the wind moving by itself. So the joy becomes manifested to a yogi as excitement or enthusiasm, making your mind and body feel very light. This is the manifestation of joy. And Master Sayadaw have this aphorism: the characteristics, the functions, and the manifestations of piti. The characteristics of joy is to be satisfied or gratified. The function is to infuse excellent, healthy physical rupa, physical phenomena. The manifestation is to feel light physically and mentally. So you remember the characteristics to satisfy, and the function is to infuse excellent, physical, healthy rupa. The manifestation is to feel light physically and mentally. So because of the good quality, of the rupa, the yogi can overcome, yogi can recover from all kinds of sickness, because the mind is free from mental impurities and healthy body produced. So for the arising of piti, Yoniso Manasikara is necessary. Yoniso Manasikara means vipassana practice. If you practice vipassana meditation, you will you will perceive the true nature, and then you have Yoniso Manasikara, wise reflection. And commentaries have 11 practices that lead to the arising of piti. The first one is reflecting on the qualities of the Buddha. Piti can be developed by reflecting on the qualities of the Buddha. It is really very difficult to become a Buddha, and also very difficult to become a Bodhisattva. So we have to explain Bodhisattva. The qualifications of the Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva means a Buddha to be. That means a person who is destined to become a Buddha, but Bodhisattva is still a Pudujana, an enlightened person. According to the teaching of the Theravada Buddhism, to become a Bodhisattva is not easy, because it is said that a person must make the aspiration that he become a Buddha in the future, and he must make that aspiration in the presence of a living Buddha. And then that living Buddha must give a declaration that this person will surely become a Buddha in the future, in the distant future. So only then he is recognized as a Bodhisattva. So to become a Bodhisattva is not an easy task in Theravada Buddhism. The aspiration thus made will succeed only if he possesses 8 qualifications. If he does not possess the 8 qualifications, then his aspiration will not succeed, so he cannot become a Bodhisattva. What is the first qualification? The first qualification is human state. That means he must be a human being, or human being in order to get the declaration from the Buddha that he will become a Buddha in the future. So if you make an aspiration as a Deva, celestial beings, then you will not become a Bodhisattva. So the person who makes the aspiration for Buddhahood must be a human being. This is the first qualification. And the second qualification is that he must be a man in order for his aspiration to succeed. That is what is stated, or that is what is taught in the books. So we can avoid that, although we're sorry for women devotees. And the third qualification is that he must be he must have the capability to become an arahant in that life. When Sumedha, our Bodhisattva of Gautama Buddha, made the aspiration for Buddhahood in the presence of the Buddha, Dipingara, he was endowed with what are called abhinyas. And also he had the capability to become an arahant if he wanted to at that time. He was endowed with the necessary supporting condition to attain arahantship in the life. Although he could become an arahant easily in the life, the hermit Sumedha gave up that opportunity and undertook a very, very long journey of the Bodhisattva practice. Because he wanted to save beings, he wanted to help beings save themselves from suffering in the realms of samsara, in the realms of rebirths. It is that qualification. The fourth qualification is seeing the Buddha. That means he must make the aspiration in the presence of the Buddha. The fifth qualification is that he must be a monk or a recluse when he makes the aspiration. And the sixth qualification is the achievement of noble qualities such as abhinyas, etc. That means he must be endowed with jhanas and abhinyas. Abhinyas are supernormal powers gained through the practice of samatha or tranquility meditation. He must be endowed with abhinya and jhana. And the seventh qualification is extreme dedication. That means his devotion to Buddhahood must be very strong so that he is prepared to give up his life for Buddhahood. The eighth qualification is strong desire for accomplishment. Chanda is very strong. So he must have strong desire, strong effort, or strong endeavor, searching for the qualities that make a Buddha. How strong his desire was explained in the commentaries with similes. The first one is, let's say, it is believed that by the power of his own arms, somebody is capable of crossing over the whole interior of the Chakrawala spheres. That means the whole world that has become one mass of water and getting to the farther shore. Such a person achieves Buddhahood. If he believes in that, he does not deem it a difficult task for himself, but he thinks, I, having crossed over this, will get to the other shore. That means, suppose somebody says to him, if you can cross by the power of your own arms, if you can swim from this end of the world to the other end of the world, the whole world is covered with water. So if you can swim and reach the other shore, you will become a Buddha. Then he will do to cross that ocean. So strong was his desire for Buddhahood. Or if someone say, if with your bare feet you can cross the whole world system and the whole world filled with flameless, smokeless, red-hot coals and reach the other side, you will become a Buddha. If somebody say to him that he believes in it and he is ready, he is willing to walk over the red-hot coals and reach the other sides of the world system. So he willing to walk if he become Buddha. Another simile is the whole world system is filled with sharp pointed swords uninterruptedly. If somebody were to say, if you can walk on those swords and reach the other sides of the world system, you will become a Buddha. Sure, I can walk. I can walk on those swords to reach the other side if I become Buddha. Or if the world system were to become a jungle of thorny creepers covered by a thicket of bamboo, and if somebody says, if you were to cut through this world system and reach the other side, you will become a Buddha. He decided to do. He would try to cut through this jungle of thorny creepers if he become Buddha. And last, if he hears that Buddhahood can be attained after suffering in hell for 4 Asinchaya in 100,000 eons. Then he would suffer in hell for that long period to become a Buddha. So his desire to become a Buddha must be very, very strong and not just a weak wish. Very strong desire to become Buddha. So if he is endowed with these 8 qualifications, then his aspiration will be successful. That means he will become a bodhisattva, or let's say he will become an official bodhisattva. And what must a bodhisattva do? What must bodhisattva practice? He must fulfill the 10 paramis or 10 qualifications. You're very familiar with 10 paramis. Dana parami, charity, sila parami, morality, nikama parami, renunciation, pinya parami, wisdom, viriya parami, effort, kanti parami, patience, sija parami, truth, aditana parami, determination, metta parami, loving kindness, upekha parami, equanimity. So 10 paramis. These 10 paramis or these 10 perfection or these 10 practice must be fulfilled to the utmost by a bodhisattva. In order to bring to perfection the accumulation of the paramis, bodhisattva needs a long time, not just 1 life, not just 100 lives, not just 1,000 lives, but 4 incalculable and 100,000 world cycles. 1 world cycle lasts for immeasurable years. So you can imagine how long it will take a bodhisattva to fulfill, to perfection these paramis. And there are 3 kinds of bodhisattva. The first one is one whose wisdom is predominant, and the second is one whose faith or saddha is predominant, and the third is one whose effort or energy is predominant. So for the third one, whose effort or energy is predominant, it would take 16 incalculables and 100,000 world cycles. And for the second one, whose faith is predominant, it will take 8 incalculables and 100,000 world cycles. Only for the first one, whose wisdom is predominant, it will take 4 incalculables and 100,000 world cycles. So the person want to aspire for Buddhahood, which bodhisattva he would choose, the third one or the first one or the second one. long world cycles, they have to fulfill all kinds of paramis. So when Bodhisattva fulfilled the paramis, he fulfilled them to the utmost. There are 10 paramis, and each paramis is divided into 3 levels. Let's say ordinary level, intermediate level, or middle grade level, or ultimate level, or the highest level. So all 3 levels Bodhisattva must fulfill. For example, the first of these parami, dana parami, giving. When a person gives what he possesses, his riches and his possession and so on, there is the giving on ordinary level. But if he gives away his own limbs, like a finger or like eyes, or like the ear, like heart, etc., it is called Dana Upaparami, middle grade or intermediate level. And if he gives his own life for the benefits of others, then that level is called highest level or the ultimate level of Paramattha Parami. So a bodhisattva must be able to give up his life for the benefits of beings. That is why to fulfill the paramis of a bodhisattva is very, very difficult. We have to admire the bodhisattva fulfilling his paramis. We cannot even fulfill the first level, dana parami. We cannot give up everything we possess to other people. When we give, when we do charity, we may give some, but not all we possess. Because we have to look at our own survival. But bodhisattvas are not like this. When bodhisattva give, when bodhisattva perform charity, they give away like turning the water pot upside down, so no water remains in the pot. So bodhisattva fulfill their paramis like that. That is why they become Buddhas. So when you study the Charaka story and Buddha fulfilling the paramis, so magnificent and very amazing. Ordinary people cannot do, but Bodhisattva fulfill his paramis. So reflecting on the qualities of Buddha, reflecting on the even reflecting on the qualities of the Bodhisattva will lead to the arising of piti, joy. And when piti arises in us, we have to observe, we have to note it. And when piti disappears, don't be sad. Because if one mental state disappears, you observe it, and you have progress. So whatever phenomena arises, yogi need to observe it. And if you observe again and again, you see the kinds of true nature more and more, and then finally yogi can gain the true Dhamma, true reality. So we continue next time. We have to stop our discourse for today. Piti Sambojjhanga, we need to explain many things. Also recollecting on the qualities of the Buddha, recollecting on the qualities of Dhamma, recollecting on the qualities of Sangha, recollecting your morality, etc., for the arising of piti, joy. So by practicing vipassana meditation, by developing 7 factors of enlightenment, sati sambojjhanga, dhamma vijaya sambojjhanga, viriya sambojjhanga, piti sambojjhanga, pasati sambojjhanga, samadhi sambojjhanga, upekha sambojjhanga, by noting, rising, falling, sitting, touching, hearing, continuously and meticulously, may all yogis be liberated from all suffering. May all yogis realize the real peace in the very near future. So